Video, we're going to learn how to multiply fractions and mixed numbers. So bago tayo mag-multiply, tingnan muna natin kung anong meron sa video natin today. The first thing that we will do is to multiply a fraction by another fraction. Fraction to fraction. Second thing will be multiplying mixed number by another mixed number. So mixed number to mixed number. And then the last thing that we will do today is to multiply a mixed number by a fraction. So ito fraction to fraction, ito mixed number to mixed number. The last part will be mixed number multiplied by another fraction. So let's go straight to multiplying fraction by another fraction. We are asked to multiply 3/5 by 1/3. Paano natin gagawin yan? If you want to multiply a fraction by another fraction, it's as simple as multiplying the numerator to the other numerator and the denominator to the other denominator. Recall na ito yung numerator, yung nasa taas na part ng fraction, and then the denominator, yun naman yung nasa baba. So kapag nag-multiply ka ng fraction with another fraction, yung numerators, yung mga nasa taas, yun yung iyong pag-multiply. And then in the same way, yung mga nasa baba naman, which is your denominators, sila rin ang iyong ipag-multiply, which means, in this example, ang magiging product natin will be 3 times 1, which is 3. And then, on our denominator, we have 5 times 3, which is 15. Now, si 3 over 15 na ba ang ating final answer? Hindi pa po. Kasi si 3/15 ay pwede pa nating isimplify or isulat to its lowest term. Paano natin gagawin yun? Malalaman mo na yung sagot mo ay nasa simplified form or lowest term na kapag wala ka nang may isip na number na pwede mo silang i-divide parehas. Usually to do that, at para mas mabilis, ang hinahanap mo agad is their greatest common factor. In this example's case, our greatest common factor will be 3. The greatest common factor of 3 and 15 is 3. Dahil yun yung pinakamalaking number na kapag dinabit kong divisor sa kanila, ibig sabihin pag dinivide ko sila dun by 3, wala akong makukuhang sobra or walang magiging remainder. So 3 is the greatest common factor. Anong gagawin ko sa GCF? Kung hindi ka sure paano hanapin si GCF, you can check our other video about finding the GCF or greatest common factor. Pero para mabilis tayo dito sa video na to, hindi tayo na magtagal. Sulat na agad natin yung kanilang GCF. Kailangan ko kasi silang i-divide parehas doon. If you're working on your own, hindi mo kailangang ilagay ito. Sinulat ko lang siya for illustrative purposes para lang makita mo kung bakit ganito yung value na final answer natin. Alright? So 3 divided by 3 will give us 1. Dahil meron lang isang 3 sa 3. In our denominator, we have 15 divided by 3, which is 5. Dahil meron 5 3 sa loob ni 13. Again, bakit naging 1? Kasi divide ko sa 3. Si 3 ang kanilang greatest common factor. Kailangan parehas yung gagamitin mong divisor sa kanila. Now we have 1/5 as our final answer. Dahil siya ay nakasimplified na, nasa lowest term na. So that's how we multiply a fraction by another fraction. Simpleng-simpleng numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator, and then simplify your answer if possible. Again, itong maliliit na bagay na sinulat ko, hindi mo siya kailangang ilagay. Pinakita lang natin. Next, we have 5 1/4 multiplied by 2 2/3. So, paano tayo mag-multiply ng mixed number by another mixed number? Paano ko nasabing mixed number si 5 1/4? Pansinin na meron siyang whole part. So, in this example's case is 5. That is the whole part. Buo siya. And then, meron siyang fraction part, which is 1/4. Fraction siya because again, part lang siya ng 1, hindi siya buong 1. In the same way, itong isa nating factor ay mixed number din kasi may whole number, may whole part, and then may fraction part. So, we're going to multiply a mixed number by another mixed number. Bago natin gawin, yung ginawa natin sa example 1 kanina, which is multiplying the numerator to numerator and denominator to denominator, kailangan muna nating i-rewrite itong dalawang fraction na to into an improper fraction. So, gagawin ko yun dito sa baba. Rewrite muna natin 5/4, 5 1/4 into improper fraction. So, this is your mixed fraction. I-rewrite mo siya into improper. Mamaya, papakita natin kung bakit natin kailangan gawin yan. Meanwhile, paano i-rewrite yung mixed number sa improper fraction? Kailangan ko lang gawin is to multiply this denominator by my whole number. So, kailangan ko yan i-multiply. And then, yung magiging product, i-add ko itong numerator. So, 5 times 4 will give me, 4 times 5 will give me 20. Plus 1 will be 21. Yun yung numerator mo sa iyong bagong fraction na nakasulat sa improper form, improper fraction. Ano yung magiging denominator? All you need to do is to copy your original denominator. I-retain mo lang yon, which means 5 1/4 na mixed number. If you rewrite it into an improper fraction, magiging 21/4. Bakit siya improper? Kasi mas malaki yung numerator niya kumpara sa denominator. That is the time na yung isang fraction ay magiging improper fraction. So, ito yung improper form ni 5 1/4. Ilalagay ko siya dito sa taas. Meron ka ng 21/4. Multiplied by, ano kaya yung improper form nitong 2 2/3? Tingnan natin. Again, we have the mixed form. Rewrite natin into the improper form or improper fraction. Our original fraction is 2 2/3. Rewrite into improper fraction. Again, how we're going to do that? I-multiply the denominator by our whole number. So we have 2 times 3 will give us 6. Multiply. And then, yung product which is 6, i-add ko dun sa numerator which is 2. So, meron kang 3 times 2 which is 6 plus 2 will give you 8. And then, retain mo lang yung denominator which is 3. So, now you have 8/3 as the improper form of 2 2/3. Lagay ko na siya dito sa taas. 8. Oops, let's use the same color. 8/3. And then, balikan natin to. Pwede mo nang gawin yung ginawa mo sa example natin kanina, which is to multiply the numerator by another numerator and then the denominator by another denominator. Kasi ganun lang naman talaga yung paraan kung paano mag-multiply ng fractions. Kanina kasi mixed number siya, so hindi pa natin magagawa to. Nire-write muna natin into improper fraction. So now we have 21 times 8 sa ating numerator. And then sa denominator, we have 4 times 3. Now, dito meron ka pa ring dalawang option para mas maging madali ang iyong buhay. Option 1 is to multiply head-on and then simplify para yung final answer mo lumiit. Or, you can simplify first before multiplying. Parehas lang ba yung makukuha kong sagot kung gagawin ko yan? Kahit alin dyan, try natin. Let's try multiplying first bago natin i-simplify dito sa ating final answer. So, we have 21 times 8. Kung hindi mo siya kaya ng titingnan lang, pwede mo naman palaging i-try. Dito natin gawa. Try mo siya manually. You have 21 multiplied by 8. 8 times 1 will give you 8. 8 times 2 will give you 16. Ibig sabihin, 21 times 8 sa ating numerator sa final answer will be 168. While in our denominator, we simply have 4 times 3, which is 12. So, tapos tayo mag-multiply. Final answer mo naman, tingnan mo kung pwede mo pa siyang i-simplify. 168 divided by 12 will give us You're fortunate to have a calculator with you. Mapalad ka. Kung hindi naman, pwede mong gawin manually every time. So we have 168 divided by 12. So 12, ilang 12 meron sa 168? Start tayo dito sa 16 muna. Ilang 12 meron sa 16? Meron tayong 1. 1 times 12 will give us 12. Subtract pala yon. Subtract natin. So we have 16 minus 12 will give us 4. Bring down 8. Ilang 12 meron sa 48? Meron tayong 4. 12 plus 12 is 24. Plus 12 is 36. Plus another 12 will give you 48. So, alam natin yung 14, ibig sabihin yung simplest form ni 168 over 12 or simply 168 divided by 12 will be 14. Yun yung ating final answer. Now, paano kung nag-simplify muna ako bago ako nag-multiply? Paano ko gagawin lahat yan? Let's see kung magiging 14 pa rin yung sagot natin. And then, let's compare alin yung mas madaling gawin. Back. Now, how are we going to do this kung ang gagawin muna natin ay mag-simplify bago mag-multiply? You have to remember na kapag nag-simplify ka in this form, habang hindi ka pa nag-multiply, you can only do that if you have the greatest common factor of any of the numerators and any of the denominator. Kailangan mo lang siya i-divide. So basically, pwede ko bang i-simplify si 21 sa 4? Meron ba silang GCF? Kung wala, check mo sa isang denominator. Si 21 and 3 ba ay merong GCF? Meron akong pwedeng gamitin para i-divide sila parehas? The answer is yes, which is 3. Ilang 3 meron sa 3? Merong 1. So i-rewrite ko to actually. Instead of 3, gagawin kong 1. And then, ilang 3 meron sa 21? Meron tayong 7. So now, imbis na meron kang 21 times 8, mas maliit na yung problema mo. Meron ka na lang 7 times 8. Tingnan natin kung pwede pa natin i-simplify. Si 8 kaya ay merong greatest common factor with its denominator, which is 3. Unfortunately, wala. Pero baka kay 4 meron. Mapalad tayo kasi meron. The greatest common factor of 8 and 4 will be 4. So, pwede kong gamitin yun para i-divide sila, para ma-simplify ko sila. Ilang 4 meron sa 4? Merong isa. Ilang 4 meron sa 8? Merong 2. Which means, yung fraction mo kanina, 21 over 4 times 8 over 3, simpleng-simpleng 7 over 1 or simply 7 na lang multiplied by 2 over 1 or simply 2. So, meron ka na lang, salat natin, 7 times 2 which will give you, palitan natin to, alisin na natin yung fraction bar. Meron ka na lang 7 over 2, 7 times 2 or simply 14. Parehas ba tayo ng nakuwang sagot kanina? Yes, parehas tayo nang nakuha. Now, kung alin sa dalawang method ang gagamitin mo, it really depends upon the given. Kung saan ka mas madadalian. Mas madali bang mag-multiply muna bago mag-simplify? Or mas madaling mag-simplify bago mag-multiply? It all depends upon you. But that's how you multiply mixed number by another mixed number. Puntahan natin ang ating last example for today. Paano ka mag-multiply ng mixed number by a fraction? Basically, yung mga concept na ginamit natin sa mga naunang example ay magiging applicable din naman dito. Kaya lang, medyo baka ma-intimidate tayo o ang ilan sa atin kasi magkaiba yung itsura nila. Ayos lang yan. Ipapakita natin ang dahilan kung bakit hindi natin kailangan katakutan tong dalawa. So we have 1 1/4 multiplied by 2/3. The first thing to do is to convert any mixed number kung meron man. Kanina nga, dalawang mixed number natin. Ngayon, isa na lang. Iko-convert ko muna yon into an improper fraction. That is the first thing to do kung merong given na mixed number. Gawin natin yun dito sa baba. So, convert ko itong mixed into an improper fraction. So again, ang ating mixed number ay 1 and 1/4. Gusto kong maging improper para magawa ko yung numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator na multiplication process. Paano ko i-convert? Let's start by multiplying the denominator by our whole number. I-multiply yan. 4 times 1 will give us 4. Tapos yung 4 na sagot naman, kailangan kong i-add dun sa numerator. Add. Yan. So you have 4 times 1 which is 4 plus 1 will give you 5. And then in denominator mo, kailangan mo lang i-retain. Which means 1 and 1/4 in an improper form, in its improper fraction form will be 5/4. Pwede na natin balikan to. So meron tayong, instead of 1 and 1/4 times 2/3, meron na tayong 5/4 multiplied by 2/3. And then you can do what we did in our first example, multiply the numerator by another numerator, head to head, and then toe to toe, the denominator multiplied by another denominator. Magiging sagot natin dyan, we have 5 times 2 will give us 10. Then 4 times 3 will give us 12. Simplified na ba ang ating answer? Hindi pa po. Because again, pwede pa natin ito mapaliit. How? Let's use the greatest common factor. Gamitin natin bilang divisor nilang parehas para mas lumiit yung ating sagot. What is the greatest common factor of 10 and 12? That will be 2. Kasi yun yung pinakamalaking number na pwede kong gamitin sa kanila, na divisor nila, para may makuha kong quotient na whole. Walang sobra. So let's divide both by 2. Divide ko si 10 by 2, divide ko si 12 by 2. Again, if you're confused on how to find the greatest common factor, you can check our video about that. Itong dalawa, hindi mo pwedeng isulat, hindi mo kailangang isulat, pero pinakita lang natin. Ilang 2 meron kay 10, merong 5. Ilang 2 meron kay 12, merong 6. Now, can we simplify this further? Hindi na. Ibig sabihin, 1 and 1/4 times 2 and times 2/3 will be 5/6. Yan yung ating factor. Meron tayong bonus content bago natin i-close o bago natin tapusin itong video na to. Paano naman kung merong whole number na i-multiply sa fraction? Now, huwag ka ma-intimidate kung nakita mo yung isa whole number lang tapos yung isa fraction lang. Kailangan mo lang tandaan na lahat ng whole number ay merong invisible na denominator which is 1. Now again, hindi mo to kailangang isulat, pero kung nalilito ka, isulat mo. Kung na-intimidate ka, ilagay mo yan to remind yourself na yung whole number na 5 merong denominator na 1. Then maybe, pag nakita mo sila sa ganitong form, maaalala mo na, kapag nag-multiply nga pala ng fraction, kailangan ko lang i-multiply yung numerator to numerator and then the denominator to the other denominator. And then maybe, mas madalian ka na kasi 5 times 1 is simply 5 and then 1 times 4 is simply 4. Which means, if you multiply a whole number which is 5 by 1/4, it will give you 5/4 as your final answer. Now, kung hindi mo na siya pwedeng i-simplify, ito na yung tamang sagot. Kung pwede pa, edi i-simplify po by using the greatest common factor. Actually, you can rewrite this into mixed number, pero pag-uusapan natin yon sa ibang video. That will be all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, in this video, we learned how to multiply a fraction by another fraction, multiply a mixed number by another mixed number, and multiply a mixed number by a fraction.